All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another weekly Dagger. That's right, it is BisuDagger on the microphone again, and I am returning for another Tuesday of the weekly Dagger for an edition. Really excited to bring this one to you. Going to be getting some games from the Crispy Cup, and I keep wanting to call it like the Crunchy Cup or the Crunchy Roll Cup. Either way, if you're a sushi fan, I'm sure that's going to make you hungry. But we will be doing the Crispy Cup. Now, if you guys don't know, I am also the escrow for this tournament, and what that means, and I actually thought it was kind of a funny term to be thrown at me, but I am the one who holds all the prize money for the Crispy Cup. I didn't organize it, but I am your trustworthy Team Liquid participant who is able to hold on to the money and keep it safe. So, whoever is the winner of the Crispy Cup will be getting all of the money that's sitting in my PayPal account. Bam! Let's hand it off to the foreigners and make it awesome for them. I love having all the donations, even though it's not the money that's going to me. I love seeing the donations come in saying, hey, yeah, this is for the Crispy Cup. I want to support these players. Thank you for holding on to this money. So it's been fun. I don't know what the total is. I should probably get that together and count it out so that way the players know what they will be expecting. Of course, if you just want to donate to my stream because you enjoy it, throw $1 my way. I imagine if I got $1 from everybody, I could buy myself a good dinner each week, or I could just throw it back into the StarCraft scene, which is what I generally do with all the money that donates towards my stream. So just know if you do donate towards me, it's probably going to go back towards StarCraft. Now, I want to get right into these games because guess what? We got a lot of StarCraft to get to, and scene change. Yep, we're going to have dewalt versus Predator. It's going to be a best of 3 in the Crispy Cup. This is going to be a, let me double check here. Actually, I need to take this off the screen. I don't want to spoil the best of 3 by showing you the replays, how they are organized in my folder, because it might ruin things for you guys. So let me go ahead and take a look in here. Looking at the Crispy Cup, I'm going to go to round 4. So this is going to be round 4 for Predator versus dewalt, which means that they've already won a couple rounds. They've managed to make it this far, and then they're just going to be facing off in this epic PvZ. And I'm such a huge dewalt fan, so I cannot emphasize how excited I am to be casting these games. I'm going to go ahead and load this one up, set it to pause. Let me pause out this music here. Again, welcome guys, thank you. If you want to participate in the chat, as always. And guys, I'm going to try and make a better effort every time I cast to improve my my overall ability to show off the replays, entertain you, be technical. There's a lot of things to do, and for me, I'm not the best multitasker, but I, of course, will try and give you the best show that I can. All right, well, it looks like you can see the screen on board here, so that's all we need to do to get this StarCraft game underway. So we're going to go into game number 1 of this best of 3. It's going to be dewalt versus Predator. Yes, and of course, our Protoss player dewalt going to be up here at the top right corner. We're on the map Outsider. That's always good. I enjoy this map very much here. And then we're going to see down at the bottom right, we will have our Zerg player Predator. Oh man, Predator is a pretty good competitor. I really love watching him play as a Zerg player. A lot of people are just going to be sitting on Eon Zerg and True Touch as, you know, these are the Zerg players now that Zeki's gone that you're going to be focused on. But I think Predator shows a lot of potential as a Zerg player. So he's a really good one to have in the scene, and he competes really well. Yet to take a big tournament as far as I know in his overall resume. He really just hasn't taken anything big the same way that dewalt has. Oh, let's go ahead and pay attention real quick. Let's see here. An additional pylon going to be coming out to start building up that Forge Expand wall, and the Pro's going to be heading back towards its base. Always really important to keep track of what the Zerg player is doing. And the Protoss player in the early game. PvZ can be so exciting so early on here, especially if you end up on 2-player maps. Where the players know exactly where they are. You might see something a little bit cheesier, 9-pull first, but instead here we see that it's just going to be the Zerg player droning up, and yep, that's the Overlord. So either this is going to be overpull, which I believe it will be, because we don't see the drone heading towards the natural base, or we'll just see the 12 hatch come out here. And you know what? A couple more drones coming out. Now the drone is being sent out to build up this hatchery. So, yep, it is going to be that 12 hatch build. Meanwhile, yes guys, the probing up has occurred in dewalt's base, and it's going to be Nexus first. So that's why you're not seeing the Forge down here or Gateway, because dewalt is trying to go for a really economical build here by going out for his Nexus and playing to the risk factor, really, hoping that his opponent is not going for either the overpull, which could get you faster lings, or the 9 pull, which would definitely throw a hitch in this game plan here. It's a little bit of a longer wall here, but you can use this gas to your advantage to set the wall off. So it's really what you have to work with, this gas location here, because if you try and work with the cliff, it's not going to work so much. The drone getting in here, identifying at least that there is this Nexus here, and but not getting inside the base to scout around. There's nothing inside dewalt's base. That drone knows that. Predator's a good player. He's aware. So that Gateway coming down second. Really important that the Forge came down first. He's going to want to have that cannon at least for the initial defense here. Spawning Pole going to be ending up completing very shortly here, and Extractor on the way too, so we could see that layer tech just head on its way once the first 100 or so gas is completed, so the layer tech can be morphed. The drone's here at the natural base, and the mining going to continue here. This probe isn't going to get any more kills, and let's go ahead and look. Only one cannon. This is perfect. You don't need anything more than this cannon. Meanwhile, there's been an expansion here. So third base already coming up, a far away expansion. I mean, this is just the way of Outsider here, is that you kind of have to take this further away base. It's almost looking like a Terran ZVT style Zerg opening, because you take the further third. I mean, wouldn't it be a pain in the ass if you had to take a third here, split down the middle, so close to your opponent? Not necessarily the best base, because it's so wide open here, and just a couple zealots could just really harass you. So you got to take that further away base. Predator doing a good job right now of working on his expansions and droning up. We're seeing that it's 23 probes to a total of 17 drones. So while you do have all these larvae, and you could heavily drone up first if you wanted to, it's really important that are there lings out here? Yes, that you get a few of these lings first and sacrifice the minerals and larvae that could have gone just specifically in the drones. But right now, these lings are going to be chasing this probe out of the base. Without ling speed, it's always just so difficult to kill off the worker. Some players like J-Dog are really just go-to at killing off workers and preventing scouts from getting inside their base, even with the slow lings. It's kind of a little bit of a finesse thing when you watch Effort, and Effort uses his lings early on. He can micro each one individually so well that he just plays the entire game of killing off the scouting worker. Oh, this is going to be a nice kill-off here. With this cannon, I would say that while it's not a mistake to lose those lings, it's Predator, I guess, was being more focused on the fact that there's a zealot here with this potential harassment at this third base location. And I love that he got the lings over there, he put that zealot on lockdown, and made sure that there was not going to be any potential harassment done. The zealot killed off so quickly, which means that looks like behind. Actually, this is a lot of lings. We need to start throwing up red flags right now. Even though those first 2 lings were lost, it seems like a huge amount of lings now. The drone count staying low as we see the army count getting a lot higher. 22 lings overall, 2 cannons here, and the zealots are going to be walling up. This is going to be a hard wall to bust. I don't know if I agree with it, but we're going to see Predator go for it anyway. dewalt going to go for the massive hold here. Another cannon coming down, and the zealots are going to have to help here with the cannons to keep the Zerglings at bay. The Zerglings aren't going to be able to get in. Their damage output on these initial buildings just isn't that good. I mean, a probe doesn't have a pylon doesn't have a ton of health here, but you can't really get a good surround, and Zerglings are just really inefficient at killing those buildings off. Once you get to more of a Hydra tech, that's when you're good at killing off this wall off that Protoss has at the natural base. Meanwhile, I hear the laser taser going off here, and Corsair going ahead, trying to get its first kill on this Overlord, and it will go down. So that Corsair doing work right now, seeing that kill counter go up. Ah! The Zealot! The Zealot! It's going to go down. Great job, Predator, picking off that Zealot as it tried to sneak its way out of there. But still, he's going to have to be careful. The 2 Zealots are blocking here, so these cannons are just going to be relatively safe moving forward here. Let's take a look at this third base. We see that the additional macro hatchery is going to be coming up at the third and the natural base. This is looking really solid opening so far from Predator. The Spire's done. It's going to be +1 carapace to help deal with these Corsairs. And look at this. What is going on over here? We got to keep an eye on this. The fact that this gateway has been built, it's going to be a Dark Templar play. This is going to be so sneaky, and we're going to have to keep an eye on this. Well, just looking at the front, it's just Lings running around. The DT's known. The DT's known out at the front. There's a, no, that's not a DT back here. So this first DT is going to be coming in. No, there's already another DT here. I missed it, guys. So part of my my vision here. So there's two DTs just chopping away at the Spire. The Spire's going to go down. The Lings coming in here. The Overlord not even in the right direction here. And Predator responded to that as poorly as my observing. Oh, man, he can't deal with it. He can't deal with it. It's going to be the two DTs killing everything off. Of course, if you see over here, there was another attack. Oh, well, dewalt. He played that too well. Lings early on, they're only so good. Once you get that wall off, you've invested way too much in your army over getting a high drone count and being able to mine well, or at least saving your minerals up for a more efficient unit. Okay, let me go ahead and disable this screen here. Don't want you guys to have your results spoiled. Of course, guys, if you're just coming in right now, this is the Crispy Cup. And that was game number 1. So game number 1, of course, is going to go in the way of dewalt here. So I'm going to update on the right side of the screen here. Going to give us up to that 1-point lead. This is the round 4 of the Crispy Cup. We're going to be going into the game number 2. I'm loading that up right now. And of course, this is the Weekly Dagger 4th edition. And here we are. Avalon! Oh boy! Avalon came into effect back during the Kongdu Stars League. And if you guys missed out on that, XKCD, Amazing XKCD, and I were co-casters, paid by Africa Star League to cast the Kongdu Stars League. Actually, no, we were paid for Advanced Star League. Kongdu was different scenario. I think we were just stream endorsed at that time, but no pay. Always like to get the story correct here. But Avalon was a map that actually played out pretty fun. Here's the deal, though. These spawn locations are, I think, in my opinion, really close distances. It's not that far to travel from this main base to the main base over here. And in fact, even cross spawns, in my opinion, are just really close. But the games, just like if you watched the last ASL with Take Back Mountains, they just provide really, really unique ones because of the map layout. Of course, everybody ended up loving Take Back Mountains after... Tayback Mountains after it did get patched, provided the games are just so exciting and different compared to the normal fighting spirit, just black and white matchup. It's almost binary at this point. We know how those games are going to be played out. Avalon, though, this is going to be a little bit different here. We're going to see the spawning pool coming down right now, so this is going to be that overpull build. Lings over economy early on in this game. Meanwhile, dewalt, what are you going to be doing, buddy? Got to keep an eye out here, and wonder if I can... I'm going to change the color to this because to me that's a little bit easier to see, and so that'll separate the teams out a little bit better here. Anybody coming in here, welcome to this cast. I really appreciate you guys joining in as I watch more StarCraft and expand my knowledge about the game. Okay, here comes the gateway. So gateway first, is Zealot going to be built immediately? Like I said, because I feel like the distances are pretty close here. Look at this, a wide ramp, kind of hard to block off anyway. But you can see that the Zealot first is going to allow dewalt to be aggressive early on. But I think this is already going to be automatically countered because the spawning pool is done. Going for the overpull build allows the Lings to carefully deal with the early Zealots in this gateway first build. So I don't think dewalt's advantage is going to be really big unless he comes out with an amazing micro early game. Oh, what are we seeing here? A probe coming in the background here too. Now what's he going to be going for? Is he going to get the glitch? Oh! Ow! He didn't get the glitch. He's going to cancel. He's going to dewalt, you dirty dog, you. Okay. Aha, he didn't get it again. This is so frustrating when you don't get it the first couple times. But he's just going to keep at it because he's got nothing else to focus on right now. Of course, there are Lings heading across the base at the same time here. We got to keep an eye on it. It got through. It got through. The probe on the temple. It's going to get through. Okay, here we are. Here we are. Everybody sit easy here. We can see that the Zealots are still camping out at this gateway here. but we will see that the pylon's going to be going down. Where's the tech? Is it just going to be gateways in the back? dewalt wants to just end this series early. That's what he's going for here. He wants to go ahead and win with a 2-0 record, but the Lynx get through. The Lynx get through. Even without speed, they're going to be able to outrun these Zealots. They're going to be able to get inside this base here, and this is just going to be a menacing attack if Predator can play it out right. Okay, let's switch over here. We got to keep an eye out on this. The gateway still. It's going to be coming up, morphing in, and we're going to see some Zealots on the background. You know, Predator's got to be thinking, what the hell is going on? Where's your cybernetics core? Where's your forge? Where's your nexus? What are you doing here? dewalt. And so Predator has got to be thinking, where can I scout? Send that Overlord up to the top. You've been cheesed before on this map. Everyone's been cheesed on this map in this fashion. But Predator not figuring it out quite yet. He's so focused on these Lings inside of this base. Really hard to macro up. Focus on these Lings. And also think about the strategy of your opponent at the same time. But he's got the intel here. Oh my god. 3 gateways! So this is a 4-gate build. I love myself a 4-gate. The forge at the front, the cannon in the back. So at least this is going to set up a more secure looking base. This is going to give Predator that sense of, okay, well, maybe dewalt is still trying to do something normal. Let's keep an eye out on the back here. We've got 2 Zealots already on the way here. This is how he did it. He glitched through with the pylon. He passed and hovered through the temple, and now we're going to see the Zealot coming in through the back. Very shortly here, very shortly. There's no defense. Where are the sunken colonies? None. There's a little bit of Lynx here. There's still the Lynx inside this base with the Zealots. Probably just a move chasing around. You can see that they clicked over there, and now they've lost track of their Lynx, but they're going to come back in here one more time. Okay, where are they? Where are they? Okay, the Zealots are inside this base already. He's actually going to be cannoning up this base at the same time. It looks like the drones have been moved out. These Zealots attacking at the north here. The Lynx are coming in. dewalt, can he hold here? He's got three gateways, of course, so his remacro Zealots is going to come out very shortly here. Yeah, one more Zealot coming in. This is getting scarier and scarier by the moment. And what is this? It's going to be all Lings. A sunken colony is really what he needs. You know, the output of a sunken is just so much more solid and can range these cannons pretty easily here. But all Predator can do right now is go for Lings. That one Zealot going to be chased out. Is there a Zealot inside the space here too? Yeah, so we have 2 Zealots coming at the front. It looks like the sunken colony is going to be coming down. Not too many drones here. The Lings trying to clean up the Zealots at the front, but they're doing so like single target damage here instead of attacking all at once, but such a low damage output. Oh, Predator's got to be feeling really upset now. Look at this. The gas is going to be going down very shortly here. The photon cannon. Hey, yeah, just target down that spawning pool. That's all he has to do. Meanwhile, are there Lings? Yeah, there's a couple Lings inside this main base still, but that's not going to be detrimental because those Zealots are inside of that main base to deal with the Lings. As soon as Predator's not paying attention, he will eventually lose those inside of his main. He's going to lose this lair. I mean, there's no counter to it here. And more Lings being built in the natural. The drone count is so low. 9 drones to 13 probes. The income just astronomical at this point. And it looks like once this layer goes down, I'm anticipating that Predator will GG, as he will not have a good enough economy to really battle himself out of this. Yeah, kill off those larvae. Do it. Kill the larva. Another spawning pool coming down inside the main base. He can't even build more sunkens. In fact, the only thing he can do is drone up. He knows he's going to get kicked out of this tournament if he loses right here. Best of 3. And he wants to advance in this Crispy Cup. But no! GG! GG. Predator loses the game. dewalt becomes the victor. And that's going to be it for our first series of the day. What a series by dewalt. Playing very solid in his PVZ. Let me go ahead and update that score here. Guys, that is going to be... Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing, and of course I am. An update here. It's going to be a score of 2-0. And what a win! What a win! Good, solid game here. And yes, welcome to the Weekly Dagger number 7 foreign edition. I'll be ready to load up the next replays in just a second. I'll take a short water break and then we'll get right back into it. All right, guys, we will be going into the next series of the day. It's going to be True Touch versus Eon Zerg. Let me go ahead and update this on the events here. Want people to know that dewalt versus Predator is done, and True Touch versus Eon Zerg is live. So we've got that update set here. Now, True Touch versus Koget, we may be able to get to that one later on here too. And there's definitely the potential play for these two players, those two players, to be casted. That would be a best of 5 series. But first, we're going to do True Touch versus Eon Zerg here in the Crispy Cup. Round of 3, I believe, is what we will be watching. All right. As to avoid spoilers for the entire best of 3, I had to strafe away here, but we have the screen back on top. Thank you everybody for joining. I am BisuDagger. You're watching the weekly Dagger number 7 foreign edition. This is my second week of the foreign edition. I am loving it. I love the foreign community. I talk with those players and interact with them on Skype, on Team Liquid, but I don't do enough for the foreign community. It's always about me supporting the Korean players, helping get the KCM Legend matches back up, which is going to be sponsored by Item Bay. I don't know if I had any impact on the Item Bay sponsor, only the XSplit sponsor for the winter version of KCM, which will be starting up in January. But you can expect not just 10 weeks of StarCraft for the rest of the year, but another 10 weeks once we start in January. So we're going to have more KCM Legend matches, and I will be the one casting from replays of those Legend matches. So if you can't watch them live with KCM, then you can watch them live with me, which I will be casting on Thursdays, and later, which will be the same day that they were casted live, just in the afternoon for those of you who have normal, west side of the world hours like I do here in the United States. Okay, so enough of my ramble. We're going to be going into a ZVZ. Oh, goodness. Who knows what a ZVZ is anyway? It's just a cluster, but we're going to go ahead and attempt casting it. And not often do I have my hands on the steering wheel when I'm casting a ZVZ, so I'm going to have to do my best. That's always what we can do, right? So Eon Zerg, up top right-hand corner here, and we're on the map, Silvery Waves. I love that. Okay, down at the bottom left-hand corner, we're going to have True Touch. Yes, that's exactly how you pronounce it. And I don't care. I know how to spell True Touch. I know how to spell his name. But it doesn't matter how many times you know how you've spelled True Touch. It is really, really difficult to type out every time. It is the most frustrating name. And it's because what? It's like a Polish spelling? Is that where he's from? I can't remember. But yeah, T-A-C-Z spells T-O-U-C-H in English. True Touch. All right, we're keeping it real here. The Overlords. Oh, look at that. Who the hell put the Ursadon with 2 trees in this little wall here? Why would anybody lock him up in here? This is the cruelest map creation content I've ever seen. Oh, disappearing into the fog of war because Ursadon lives don't matter. All right, the Overlords are going to intersect each other and do a little tentacle swapping, but that's all they're going to be doing in this early game. Let's keep an eye out for what these players are going to go for economically. Oh, another Overlord coming out. It looks like just lots of drones. We'll have to keep an eye on Ursadon or something. Yeah, I guess that's a good idea. Is an Ursadon a herbivore? Because then, of course, they can provide themselves sustenance. But if an Ursadon is not a herbivore, then they're in immediately more trouble. How do you feed yourself? Maybe you start by eating your own hand. Okay, look at this. The first hatchery is already made. It's going to go in favor of True Touch. He will be going for that ballsy natural expansion. And there's so many different periods of ZVZ play where players refuse to take their natural. It was just hyper aggressive off one base. Well, here's what we're seeing here. Spawning pool first. Extractor on the way. And this gas, this faster gas, is hopefully going to play out for Eon Zerg, you know, the ability to get the faster Mutalisks. Ling's on the way. So Ling's out first, so then the Lings will be sent across the map immediately. The hatchery timing just a little bit later. So we can see that, wow, the timings were slightly different, and now the gas is just coming online for True Touch. That the players are still kind of in a similar position here. It's just that this larva is going to be available quicker. Look at that. Don't be confused. Don't be confused by this move commanded Zerg egg that's almost finished morphing here. So not only do we have the Ursidon that is going to be sitting around this tree here. So because it is a mirror symmetrical map, we will just have an equal amount of hostility towards Ursidons. Meanwhile, the Zerg egg, there's our Zerg egg on either side of the map here. Just kind of camping around too. Well, now, why are these eggs here? Does it help create a perfect wall? That's generally why you would put them in there, if you need to fill out that certain pixel, so that way Protoss players and Terran players can make walls against evil Zerg players. Oh, that tends to be the way it is. Silvery Waves. I'm not familiar with this map, but I am having fun with it already, just giving it a quick look-see over. So the Ling's already going to be coming out here. We've got 10 Zerglings, 12 drones, 3 Overlords coming out for True Touch. Let's go ahead and get the count here. It's going to be 8 Zerglings, so the Zergling count just slightly less by 2 here. But I don't think that's going to be a big deal because Defender's advantage is so huge. Eventually, this Overlord is probably going to go down. The Creep Colony. So it's going to be, you know, just a sacrifice of a drone and some Lings to be able to get this sunken out to help defend out. There's not a good wall that you can do here easily with your buildings to defend either the main or the natural. Lings can be such a hassle here. Oh, don't lose that drone. 7 health. And he manages to keep it alive. So the drone's going to get back inside the main base here. The Ling's going to be bouncing around this wall. And it looks like the sunken colony coming up here too. Eon Zerg putting himself in a good position to defend against these Zerglings here. But now the drones are going to have to go into a drone drill. Can he find that 6 health drone? Is he going to be able to do the roulette properly and click on it? He does not win the lotto. No drone kills here. Eon Zerg able to keep everything alive. And where's the aggression going to come? We can see that there's only 5 Zerglings out right now. And the other 3 still aren't even at this base. And let's look inside the main. Yeah, this is exactly what we're seeing here. And this is going to be about... no, the Spire is still working on. There's no muted timing quite yet. Let's go ahead and look. Where's that Spire? Where's that Spire? Okay, the Spire coming online inside the natural base. Namuta's actually going to be significantly later here. So it's going to be 16 Lings. Oh my god, he just poured all his Lings, or larva, into Lings right now. He's going to be sitting across the map here. And did he get that speed? It looks like these are pretty fast Lings right now. It's sending their way across the map here towards Eon Zerg's base. He's going to be able to defend. I feel like he's going to be a couple Lings short here. Only 7 Zerglings. The Mutas are on the way. These Lings have to make it to Eon Zerg's base so quickly here. True Touch might lose if he does not do an effective amount of damage right here, right now. He's moving in with the Lings. This is going to be huge engagement here. Both sides are throwing the Lings at it. The drones actually pulled to engage inside of this battle to try and ward off any damage from these Lings. Oh my god, they're focusing down the Spire. The Spire, it's going to go down. It's going so quick here, and it does pop. It goes down. True Touch playing like a god here in this ZVZ, knowing that Eon Zerg's a beast, one of his rivals in this foreign industry right now of StarCraft 1, and only a few Mutas did end up getting finished off here. Meanwhile, the Spire's still alive and well, and it's going to be Mutas that are going to be the follow-up here. 2 Zerglings, but a bunch of Mutas on the way. Okay, meanwhile, we have a counterattack. 9 Zerglings, 3 Mutalisks heading towards the base here, and Eon Zerg knows that he's going to have to do damage. What did he do here? What did he do? He sent his Lings down the wrong path. He's not paying attention. This is one of those annoying maps where if you right-click down in the bottom left, your Lings aren't going to go to the right location here. Eon Zerg already missing his opportunity. Instead, going to send his Lings back here. Meanwhile, Scourge on the way, trying to look for the shots. We got to keep an eye out. Oh, Overlord's just floating around here. Muta's coming back towards this base also. And we got a creep colony coming up. Is this creep going to be harboring a spore here? He may just need that spore to defend against the Mutas that are going to be coming out eventually here. And just keep an eye out for all these random scouting units here. A Ling coming out to the left. Oh, look at this. The Muta's on the way. It's going to be the +1 Carapace upgrade to help boost these Mutas into that next level madness here. Spore colonies are going to be coming up. The Evolution Chamber already finished up here. And in fact, this is just going to be a pretty late Spire here. He's got to hold off against these Scourge here, running around the Spore like this is Corsairs and a Photon Cannon, trying to keep his Mutas alive while he dodges all these Scourge here. One more hit. He does manage to get that Scourge down. 2 Scourge in the mix though. True Touch going with his crazy micro, and Eon Zerg's holding on for his life as he's able to go here. Look at that, the Spire on its way. It's almost finished up. Eon Zerg putting himself in a good position here. 2 spores, he's got the extractor at the natural base. You can see that True Touch, though, he's been mining from this extractor too. He's been getting all of the mutas he can right now. Try to grow this mutalisk count. Once he's popped, how many is he going to get up to? We already have 9 mutalisks so far here, and a couple more going to be finishing up very shortly here. Okay, 9 Zerglings just roaming around the map, trying to look for anything they can, making sure there's not any... Oh my god, the mutas! The mutas are going in for a spore kill! Are you kidding? They're trying to hit it off, but the mutas are going to pop right now. The spore does go down, but the mutas with the Scourge are going to go in for an engagement here. But Eon Zerg is going to have to hold tight. The drone's getting picked off at the gas. So critical here. He doesn't want to lose any of these drones, but True Touch, he does have the advantage of being the aggressor right now. So hard when you're not the aggressor here. And the ZVZ, he's going to get one more drone kill. So beautiful. But the Scourge, they do hit. Another collision. Eon Zerg, he bounces back right now. He doesn't want to go and engage prematurely here. He has to rely on these Scourge hits. They're going to be so important. Oh my god, the Muta Micro. So intense right now as True Touch tries to bounce around one more time. He took a few more hits on the Scourge than he wanted, but now he has his own group of Scourge hunting down. They are on the hunt of Eon Zerg's mutas here. And we can see that this is such a back and forth play here. Both these guys going into the dogfight wars. Oh, the Scourge are getting sacrificed. Kill each other here. No mining at this natural gas. That's going to be so huge. But look at this. It looks like Zerglings killed off that base, killed off some of the drones here mining at this location. And the Spire is down. The Spire is down. I'm so sorry that I missed that. The Spire being killed off is going to be built at the natural base. Eon Zerg, he's going to have that advantage now because he can continue to build mutas. It's so critical at this point. I wonder if the carapace upgrade even finished. Let's click on these mutas here. The carapace didn't finish, so he lost all the gas and minerals that went into the carapace upgrade also. Oh, the Spire getting so close to 33 damage. 33, is he gonna be able to get it? True Touch putting all the damage he can down. The Spire is eliminated. Where's the Spire inside this base? He's not starting another one quite yet. The Spire looks like it's only a little over halfway done here, so both players unable to build mutas at this point in the game. What kind of chaos are we seeing here between True Touch and Eon Zerg, the titans of CVC at this point in the game, picking off a little Overlord? Always so critical here. We can see that there's basically a food advantage here, 35 to 28 in total supply here. But Eon Zerg, he's got a good amount of mutalisks. 6 mutalisks on the way in this force here. A couple Zerglings. Meanwhile, let's look inside this base. We're going to see 8 mutalisks total. No Zerglings. 17 drones here in the mix. And gas mining for True Touch again. All right, what a battle we've seen so far between these players. We've got the recap underway. The Spire here, he's not even going to go for that carapace upgrade at this point. Look at this answer, going to be the aggressor this time. Is he going to be able to do some damage here? He's got a good swath of mutas here at the left side. The Scourge going over to the right. In fact, it's more of a scout here to see where those mutas are. And if he can engage here and get a couple drone kills, he's actually going to get a few right now. Going from 16 to 14 now. 2 drone kills, but these mutas, is it going to be worth it to lose any of these mutas? He's going to have to go for a crazy split. The mutas are gonna have to sacrifice one here. This is a good force coming out for True Touch. He wants to be on the aggression one more time here. He wants all the pressure to be on Eon Zerg at his base here. Eon Zerg trying to finally put everything into his advantage here, but it's not going to work out. Okay, the muta's getting inside this base. It looks like another spore colony is going to be coming up, but it's going to be a little bit late to build this spore here. The one inside the natural base not going to be good enough to defend these drones. I imagine with good micro here, that the drone should get picked off. And now he's going to do a straight up engagement to kill the spore. Eon Zerg's in trouble, guys. Eon Zerg's in trouble. And True Touch looks like he might be able to take game 1 here. GG! GG! That's going to be it. We're going to see game number 2 in this best of 3 very shortly here. True Touch with the game 1 advantage. Alright guys, let me go ahead and update the score, take a quick water break, and we'll go into game number 2. Who told you ZVZs weren't fun? That was exciting. You know, I want to do a psychological experiment where one day I switch replays on on like a Korean casting day, and I only cast foreigner replays, and I'll just put like flash on a Kogit's name, and then on Eon Zerg, I'll put I don't know who's playing Effort. So like Flash versus Effort. And then I want to see if you guys can pick up on whether it's actually those two players or if it's foreigner players that are actually playing. So one day I'm going to swap it, either put Korean players in or foreign players in. This is going to be weeks down the line, so that way you guys won't be able to anticipate it and think, oh, yeah, BisuDagger next Thursday, he's definitely going to be putting foreign players back on. But, I mean, these guys show such good games. That was a phenomenal ZVZ. Really scrappy. I enjoyed it so much. And so let me go ahead and hide this screen so you don't know how many games are going to be played here. This is a best of 3, by the way, so potential for 2 more games here. And we're already going to see that True Touch is up 1 game. Alright, you're watching games from the Crispy Cup. This is round 3. Game number 2 has been loaded. Let me switch it back onto the screen here. And bam, here we go. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your views. The weekly Dagger is one of the most fun things I can do in the week. It's my time to just chill out and yell back and forth about some crazy StarCraft. If you guys want to watch more Crispy Cup, though, there has been casts. Who was casting? I Love Av was casting. So you can always catch his casts from Sunday's Crispy Cup live casting. Okay, here we are. Top left-hand corner, it's going to be Eon Zerg. Down at the bottom right, it is going to be True Touch. True Touch with that first game win. I mean, I've not seen that many spires go down that quickly between both players. Usually you see one spire go down for one player, but not the back and forth like we saw here. And both players unable to build Mutalisk in the mid game. That was widely entertaining here. Now we're on the map Overwatch. Ooh, now this is cool. This is cool because we have yet to see a ZVZ on Overwatch in the ASL. There was just a rare amount of Zerg players in the ASL, and they completely underperformed. So that being said, it is really cool that we're going to be seeing the 2 top foreign Zerg players going at it right now. So you guys may be thinking, where's Zeke? If you have been watching foreign StarCraft periodically, Zeke's probably one of the more popular names in StarCraft, but he hasn't been relevant for almost 2 years now. He switched over to StarCraft 2, so he's kind of passed down the ball to other Zerg players to take over. And I think Eon Zerg's done a great job of that. And True Touch himself has also really stepped up his game in the foreign scene. So you're going to expect a lot out of these players. They compete on Fish often, trying to get their foreign versus Korean gaming down pat. And being able to compete maybe one day as a foreigner in an ASL would be the coolest thing ever. Now look at this. We have the initial hatchery coming out here for Eon Zerg. Meanwhile, it looks like True Touch 2 going to have pretty similar... No, this is going to be the later hatchery. I've just kind of been rambling here, so let's figure it out. So it was going to be spawning pool, faster extractor here. This is similar. This is pretty much the same thing as the last game, where Eon Zerg went for the hatchery later to get that gas faster. And meanwhile, we're seeing that True Touch went for the faster hatchery and then took the spawning pool later. So there's just those little differences here. It's Eons are going to capitalize this time, though. This is a 4-player map. It's a rather large map. And look at that. He's got a lot of Zerglings here inside of his base. So 8 Zerglings queued up right now and can do a significant amount of damage. The lair on the way already for True Touch, who is now just getting lings. 4 lings so far. And it's going to have another set shortly here. And only 6. Only 6 lings to the 8 total. You know, it's going to be really important here that True Touch sees all of these lings, counts them out, sees the hatchery timing that the hatchery just finished, and now he's going to know that he's got to add 2 more lings or drop down a sunken colony here to match up unit for unit here. Oh, he's going to try and guard on the ramp. So this is really neat here. He's going to try and guard at this ramp so that way Eon Zerg won't be able to make it across. But Eon Zerg, he's going the long way around. He's going to be sending his lings up, down this location here. He's going to be going in through the back door. True Touch! True Touch, no! No, True Touch, you're not looking. You're not thinking here. Eon Zerg, he knows the map. He's playing really smart here. He's wrapping himself around, and he's actually already made himself inside the main base. I think this is going to be a quick one. We're already getting a couple drone kills now. He's killing off these links pretty efficiently, too. The engagement's really well right now. It looks like he still has 4 links to... Oh, 8 links now, 9 links. The links coming in here. Spire is on its way now, too, as the layer just finishes up. Oh, he causes to cancel. He causes to cancel on the Spire. Any delay is going to be absolutely necessary. He needs to make sure he can cancel that Spire as many times as possible because his Spire is going to be coming a little bit later now. This is so similar. 80, 81, 90. Okay, over here, just a little bit higher. Just a little bit higher. But because there's the distances between the 2 bases, when the Spire finishes, it's going to be inconsequential. It's going to be just a little bit of meters faster, but... you know, it's going to be the same amount by the time he makes it over to Eon Zerg's base. So those lings were able to even up the advantage that that True Touch had by going for the faster Spire here. And I would say that Eon Zerg has a slight advantage with the gas. You can see that he's already up to 314. And that's going to be those little advantages right now. And how quickly is he going to greedily take this Vespene Geyser at his natural base? Because that's going to be important here too. The gas count is catching up very quickly. Look how fast, actually. It's going to be overcome. Getting this extractor right away. Not even building the Sunken at this creep colony right now. And Eon Zerg has actually just lost his lead by not building a gas quicker at his natural base. Okay, so a lot of links are going to be coming through here. 13 links to 20 of Eon Zerg. So he's got his blue force going across the map here, looking for any pickoffs that he can. He wants to weaken the Zerg force before he even gets over to the natural base to attack at True Touches. All right, the links being pulled in inside this base here. And yeah, I was talking about Overwatch from ASL, but this is actually the foreign version of Overwatch. So I was kind of talking incorrectly there, but let's talk about that after this game. The links are going to be engaging here and taking out a ton of True Touch's links. He gets the Sunken Colony too, and that's really important because it just weakens the natural base here for True Touch. He's going to have to either build another Sunken or get a few more links to defend on the low ground. But right now, he's just going to be going for pure mutas. He's going to send his mutas out. And we saw that True Touch was really aggressive with his mutas in the last game. Is that going to hold off here too? The links up here on the right side. Overlord in the middle. Mutas coming out here for Eon Zerg. Yeah, here's the initial flock. He's going to have 6 mutas in total here. Like I said, he's a huge gas disadvantage here for Eon Zerg because of the later natural gas. And it's going to be all about spending very efficiently right now. And maybe if he can pick off some drones at this gas, those would be some huge wins too. This Mutaforce making its way upside the right. And if he can actually pick off some of these links, that would be some good kills. Killing off the roaming links. True Touch, he's having that go-to game sense here. He's going to be able to pick off a few right now. And he's so close. Get the Overlord. Get the Overlord, True Touch. Yes, he's going to be able to pick that off here. This is huge for him. Look at that. Look at that. Get ready. Anticipate it. The food block. It does happen. Oh, Eon Zerg, he's worked up now. He's sending his mutas down towards this natural base with whatever links he does have available. The Scourge coming in from behind too. He's going to be able to actually supply block. So both players going for the massive supply block here. And that's going to be pretty huge. And I would imagine Overlords are going to be the priority coming out here. But still, okay, 7 Scourge, 9 Mutalisk. Let's go ahead and look at this pack here. 10 Mutalisk, 4 Scourge. So the Mutalisk advantage is going to be in favor of Eon Zerg, who has gone for mutas over Scourge. But Scourge, if they hit properly, can just eliminate any muta advantage so quickly. And we saw that True Touch played actually pretty well with the Scourge game. Oh, the first massive attack here coming in. It looks like all the Scourge of True Touch getting taken out right now. A couple more coming in from the background, but Eon Zerg is going to go to micro mode here. He's going to be able to keep these Mutals alive. Wow, I actually think the advantage going in Eon Zerg's favor here. 10 Mutalisk to 6 Mutalisk right now, and he played it out really well. And still with Scourge alive too, and the Mutalisk advantage, this is going to be heavily in his favor. Even though there's a few weak mutas, overall you can see that the muta health is pretty high. The average muta health, if you want to be mathematical about it. Still though, he's not in too much danger if he can hold off this attack. He's got to get good engagements here while avoiding the Scourge here. But so many good hits with the Scourge coming in from Eonzerg. He's getting a lot of pops off right now. The immune advantage still strong here. If these Scourge don't hit, and Eonzerg is able to micro away right here, I think that we're going to see a GG from True Touch. It's a potential game number 3 right now. So many Scourge coming in from the top. It looks like maybe they were sent across the map, just finally coming in. And the Scourge from both sides, just absolutely insane right now. Trying to float in here, get any damage done, but Eonzerg still is able to survive. A couple more macro mutas are coming into this group here. And Scourge too. Eonzerg, he's got everything in his favor. He's controlling the natural base. This is it. This is it, guys. I don't see True Touch holding on any longer. It looks like total command of this base. He's going to have the gas lead now, too. And Eonzerg played this game out pretty beautifully. You can see that mutas are on the way. I mean, but it's just not worth it at this point. He's going to get picked off one at a time. Actually, coming out with Lings, too, is an odd choice, but I guess he's going for a counterattack with his Lings. Or maybe he just couldn't do anything else. But, yeah, we're just going to watch this. GG! GG. Okay, so we're on break. I totally misspoke. The Overwatch is a desert tile set in the ASL. And I didn't even think about the tile set right with the Fog of War. I was like, okay, well, these are spawns. It looks like a 4-player map. But yeah, there is... This is a 4 map that was created, and I actually do think that this is a 2-player map with the spawn positions only at the top left and bottom right. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just not familiar with this foreign version of the map, and it's unfortunate because the foreign map was actually named first, and then Overwatch was created for Blizzard purposes because they were having a pretty big hand in the ASL and choosing who were the personnel who was going to cast. You know, what maps were going to be in there, what should the prize pool be, all the advertisements. They have a hand in everything, pretty much, with the Africa Star Leagues. Alright, that was a quick one. Let's go into game number 3. Let's keep moving this along. Almost done with our first hour here. And that may be all we have for today. Well, actually, I don't need to close this. We all know there's a game number 3 right now. It is tied up 1-1 between these two players here. Eonzerg with a nice little comeback there. It was pretty much same game, different map, different player won. So different result. Those Lings playing so well here. Yeah, let's go to this Crispy Cup here. Round 3. Game number 3. Loading up on Coliseum. Ooh. There's a different one. The maps in Crispy Cup are fun, aren't they? Avalon. Avalon, guys? Really? Avalon? I can't believe there's so much hype around that map. I know my co-caster, Amazing XKCD, is a just huge fan of Avalon. But there was another map that I liked a little bit better in the Conquer Stars League because it was even cheesier than Avalon. But that's neither here nor there. Let's figure out these spawn positions here. Down at the bottom right-hand corner, we're going to have True Touch here. And excuse me for a second there as I click away from my screen. And then at the bottom left, we will have... oh, I got it backwards. Down at the bottom right is going to be Eonzerg. Down at the bottom left, it will be True Touch. We're going to game number 3 here. It is tied up 1-1 in this series. Who's going to advance? You know, Eonzerg's probably the heavy favorite in this entire tournament here with how well he has played against Korean players. Yeah, able to take wins off a few players here. Hype, though, around Koget versus Scan. Have you guys not been reading Team Liquid? Well, there is a best of 14 matchup between Koget and Scan. If Koget can win one game in a TVZ versus Scan, who is off racing Zerg, then Koget will win all of the money that is donated towards this crazy, insane best of 14. I will cast those replays as soon as I get them. So you may have an impromptu cast tomorrow, the following day, whenever I get those replays. But I'm going to try and cast them out for you guys. Because I think a best of 14 is the most hilarious thing I've ever heard of. And look at this. The gas finishing up, the spawning pool on its way. And both these players are actually going for mirror builds this time. It seems that True Touch is evolving. He knows what Eonzerg's doing. He did it for 2 games. And he's going to try and match that for a 3rd game. Meanwhile, excuse me there for my mouse. I have a mouse with a broken left click. and sometimes it makes it really difficult to cast these games and click around properly. Sometimes, like, you'll see me and I'm like, oh, I need to click this drone, I need to click it, and the left click just gets stuck down. I've gotten it to a point where it's tolerable and it doesn't mess with the cast too much, and so not really any complaints have come in here. So this is fun. If you guys aren't familiar with Coliseum, I love the fact that there's this this sunken colony at the front of the entrance here to get into the main base. And then the natural here, the natural is actually up this ramp over here askew to the left. So it's just all sorts of weird. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have initial Zerglings coming from Eon Zerg. He sent them across the map. This should be pretty even on both sides, so I would give the advantage to Tuchus right now, who has the defender's advantage. But, of course, if you pick off any drones, it's been absolutely worth it in this entire engagement here. But the link count is low right now. The surrounds have been really good, and in fact, True Touch can go on the counter-offensive right now because he knows that the link count has been dwindled. 11 Zerglings to 11 Zerglings here. Both players going to be even on links, but it's actually been more costly for Eon Zerg in this entire engagement here, who has lost a couple of those Zerglings early on here. Oh, how good is the micro going to be? This is something that Zeke was so good at. He almost never lost these micro engagements, even if he had less Zerglings, which is what set him to this other echelon as a ZVZ player. I think even if you can't call him one of the best foreigners of all time, you could probably call him one of the best ZVZers of all time as far as foreigners are concerned. He's very, very talented in that regard. But both these players, it looks like they're just toe-and-toe, really even matchup so far in this ZVZ. So the Spire on its way. And only mining off one gas means like a really boring early Spire game here, because you're only going to have a couple mutas that can come out, and then they just kind of trickle in to the forces not very quickly. It's going to be like low count muta micro games unless one player decides that they're finally going to be ballsy and take the natural base. Right now, this is neither here nor there. We're going to see some lings just bounce around the map still for Eon Zerg. Meanwhile, the wall here, building a nice little wall of lings at this main base location. And can Eon Zerg get through? Is this a ling tight wall? Is this a ling tight wall to defend against lings? We'll see. The lings trying to poke it here. Ah, they almost got through. They almost got through. And True Touch is able to defend, keeps the lings back. And now he is going to be setting out across here. And Eon Zerg, is he going to do the same thing? Make the arc? Can he make the beautiful arc? Yeah, he knows he's got the ling advantage here. 10 lings to 8 lings going in for this engagement. If Eon Zerg loses lings early on here, then he's going to be at an even bigger disadvantage. True Touch, he's tasting victory right now. He wants to advance in this Crispy Cup. He wants to go to the next round. And you can see that the mutas are coming on the way. Oh my god, is he going to do it again? Is he going to do it again? He's going to have to pull drones. Oh, this is getting so low, the Spire here, but the ling play coming in. It looks like, yes, we're going to see Eon Zerg. He is able to survive there. Half health Spire, but, well, less than that, 298, in fact, to be exact. So what play early on here? Now there are mutas here. A sunken colony's been built. Both players built the sunken inside their main too, and I'd say that's a pretty critical building to help defend against these nasty ling attacks that you can't always control, and sometimes you're just not, not aware that they're attacking because you're microing so hard on your mutalisks. So the mutalisks making their way up and towards the middle of the map. One more time here, we're going to see maybe an engagement, maybe a collision here. Both these players trying to scout out towards the middle. Maybe pick off Overlords here too. Oh, he gets one. He gets the Overlord. You can see going into the red here. True Touch going to be supply blocked here. 22 out of 17. Oh, but he's going to have to defend against this these mutas at the Overlord. The Overlord's been scouted here, and he might be able to take this off. This muta does go for the split. It is going to be taken out here, and supply block. The supply block is close here. So Scourge coming in to join in with the Mutalisks. We can see that 17 out of 17 still. So both players having to build Overlords. Scourge on the way too. I mean, this is really crummy only because an additional hatchery makes ZVZs so much more exciting here. But every ling kill, I mean, the drone count, it's 9 drones to 7 drones. So actually, True Touch has an advantage here. He has more drones. And Eon Zerg, is he going to lose this? Is he really going to lose this? Look at this. 5 Mutalisks to 1 Mutas. A Scourge are popping out right now. Is he going to be able to micro against this? I think that Eon Zerg's going to lose. Guys, GG! Eon Zerg knocked out. Bam. I feel like this is double elimination though, because I've seen Eon Zerg's name on other replays, but maybe that's not the case. True Touch winning here though. He will advance in the Crispy Cup. What a game, what a game. Oh my god, that wraps up a perfect hour of casting here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call it a day because the next set of replays is probably going to take me another hour to cast. It's going to be a best of 5 between Kogut and True Touch. Yeah, that's right. So Eon Zerg, it's not double elimination. Eon Zerg's completely eliminated here, and that's why True Touch and Kogut are going to make it into what round is it going to be for these two players here? They make it all the way to round 5. So advancing past round 4 there, getting into the 5th one, which takes you to best of 5s and a TVZ. And if it goes to all 5, you can imagine that would take me a bit to cast. So that's going to be it, guys. Thank you for watching the weekly Dagger. This is from the Crispy Cup edition, I guess you could say. And I'll have more foreign replays, whether it's from the Crispy Cup again or from individual players. I kind of just select based on who wants me to cast their stuff versus who has maybe some really interesting replays. Last week's foreign edition was awesome. So fun to watch. The PVZ that we watched, Eon Zerg versus Arc Neon, one of my favorite PVZs in a long time that I was able to watch. Everybody, thank you one more time. And I will be back Thursday for the Korean edition. And let me list you the names in case you don't know. This is such a hype lineup here. It is Mind versus Effort is going to be starting it off. But the lineup itself, and give me 1 second, I'm going to be able to go in here and show it to you guys. Okay, the Korean players that will be playing Mind, Last, Eyewater, aka Shuttle, Zero Effort, and Hero. So if you're a big fan of Zerg, you're going to see Zero Effort and Hero play, and it's going to be, I think, a King of the Hill style matchup between all these players. So if one player loses, they're out, and if they win, they play until they've gone through all 6 players in this competition. So we'll be doing that on Thursday. Thank you once again. We'll see you on the flip side. I'm going to play my outro music and wave goodbye.